Welcome to another episode of OSFirstTimer. In this episode, we are trying out Debian 6.0.6, released in September 2012. Debian is often thought of as the father of Linux-based operating systems because its first version was initially released back in 1993, and a lot of Linux distros have branched their development off Debian since then.
Looks like a child's spaceship blasting off into space.
Okay, yeah, that's just the boot screen, so start it up.
Enter.
The whole space theme is because Debian is a universal operating system, as they want to call it, and they're just trying to make it like the universe space.
Oh, okay. Well, I understand.
And this screen, all this text-based stuff, don't worry about that. Debian by itself is actually a text-based operating system with a GUI installer on top. You can just download that text-only version, but I thought I'd give you the Gnome 2 version, which is what we're going to be trying out now.
Okay.
Just so you know though,
yes,
I want to show you on a timeline where Debian comes in. This is the Linux distribution timeline, and if we come down here, it starts off with 1993. Debian is right here, all the way back in 1993, and as you can see, so many operating systems, or Linux-based operating systems, have branched off. As you can see, goes up here, a bunch of branches around 2000-ish, and this was Compiz. It has so many itself, so that came off that, and then this comes off. You can see everything, what comes off what here. Now, if we come down here, you'll see even something else you've tried, Ubuntu, actually came off Debian. So this is actually quite a big thing you're trying now. This is it's almost known as the father of operating systems. But it's not the only one which everything is branched off. There are other starting ones, such as Slackware and other stuff like that, and Red Hat. So anyway, let's try Debian. Debian can be downloaded with many desktop environments, as well as a command line only based version, but we're going to be trying out the default Gnome version. This version still uses the older Gnome 2 desktop environment rather than the newer Gnome 3 desktop environment, but don't look upon that negatively because a lot of Linux users actually think Gnome 3 was a step backwards anyway.
It's gone.
The screen's just...
Oh, okay.
It's a feature. It blacks out the screen after a little while.
Okay.
You had me worried there. Okay, version 7 of Debian will switch to the XFCE desktop environment once it's released. Right, but you can actually get XFCE with this and a lot of other things. So you can actually have Debian in a lot of different ways.
Okay, well all of that information that you've just said to me has gone straight over my head. You may as well have been speaking a different language.
I was speaking to the viewers.
How about we get started now?
Okay, so what time is it?
Okay, well the time's not in its usual place. Oh, it's just at the top. Okay,
yep.
Sunday, January the 20th, 12:22 p.m.
Great. The next task is... Oh, and out of interest, what's this looking like? Is this looking nice?
I really like it because it's quite clear, and I like the names used because you can pretty much understand what's there. It's uncluttered. It's quite nice. I like it.
Okay, so write, save and open a text document.
I wonder if it's got a menu. I wonder what happens if I click that. Oh, click here to restore hidden windows. Well, I clicked. Okay, well there's obviously no
That's
hidden
just
windows.
to show the desktop. So if you had a bunch of stuff open and you thought, I want to access my desktop, instead of minimizing everything, just press that and it'll do it for you.
Well, I've just realised it doesn't have a usual menu which Windows and other operating systems would have. Let's have a look. Applications. Let me browse and run installed application. Okay, well let's have a look. It would most likely be in there. Okay, accessories. Oh, well I'm going to be ahead of... I know where the calculator is. Gedit text editor. Well, that's a potential. Let me see if there's anything else like word processor or anything. Oh, wait a sec, it's got Office. Impress, draw, calculate, base, writer. You know what, I'm going to go down here and see what this is all about. Well, this looks easy. Okay. Now to save. Save. I'll just call it doc as I normally do. And
it says save in folder and it said documents.
Yeah. Oh look, this is pretty straightforward.
And how would you maximise that?
Like that. And minimise would be like that.
And where did it minimise to?
Down here, I think. Let me just touch it again. But
the taskbar.
You know what's actually quite funny?
What?
You maximise it, but what's the point? Because this still stays
the same.
The same anyway.
Yeah.
See, and when you minimise... Oh, wait a second.
But let's say you had a bigger page. Let's say the page was, instead of being in portrait mode, it was in landscape mode.
Oh, okay, I understand.
So you would want more space for that.
Okay, well in that respect, yes. Okay.
Or if you wanted 2 pages on the screen at once.
Oh, yeah, I see. Okay.
OpenOffice, this program, is also available for Windows for free as an alternative to Microsoft Office.
Right.
So you could run that same program on Windows.
Yes. Okay, so I'll search for it now.
Forget those hard disks, just go to File System, or just go to User's Home. Those hard disks, they're just Windows hard disks and stuff.
Okay. Of documents. Okay, and I noticed it was there and there, but
so
I just
2
clicked
places.
that one, and I would say that's the one.
Yep, there it is. Easy.
It is actually.
And it's got the nice buttons at the top that you like.
Yes.
Not hidden.
So, okay, so when I initially opened it, I went through applications.
Yeah.
But to find it on the computer, I went to User's Home.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's pretty straightforward. Next task, calculate.
Yep, calculate 67 times 84. Easy?
Yes.
Great. Okay, what do you think about the fact that it's got this menu bar at the top, which has applications, places, system, and the time and everything? It's almost like the taskbar at the top of the screen.
Yes.
But then you've got this almost like a taskbar down here. These are called panels, so you know.
I would say this is for the ones that are open.
Yeah, and this has got ones that are open. What do you think about separating and having almost like 2 taskbars?
Well, that's
Almost,
good
in a way.
because it pretty much, it's easier then to see what you have open because you just have to look down as opposed to all of the items.
But in Windows, let's compare it to Windows XP, all of the things open would appear here, then the XP start menu would contain this. Basically that is in the start menu. It's almost like you're looking in 2 places now. Is it better or worse?
I'm not fussed.
Really? Okay.
I'm not fussed at all. I don't mind if it's there or there, but I guess there is an advantage to separate it because then...
You've got more space?
Well, yeah, you've got more space and it doesn't seem to clutter it as much down here. So, yeah, I see an advantage, although I'm not fussed, really.
Okay.
Okay.
Next is customise the look of your computer, maybe a desktop background or a theme or whatever.
Okay, well I'm going to try the usual right click and see what happens. Oh, well that's pretty logical. Change desktop background. You couldn't get more English than that, could you? Backgrounds. Oh, they're quite nice. Because it's a space type universe thing with a spaceship, I'm going to choose that, Cosmos. It doesn't say to apply, but I guess it's already has been because it's there. So I'm just going to close. Oh, well, that's pretty simple. You've just clicked on it, and rather than
going apply and all of that, it's just click and it shows you instantly.
I like that. That's really streamlined, actually.
Okay, next, and you did that so fast. Explore the operating system a little bit yourself.
Users Home.
That's where all your documents kind of stuff would be, photos and all your downloaded files.
Okay, so these are pretty much documents that I would create or files that are on the computer. So this is the main menu. Now, and it does. You go over it and it does.
And it does automatically.
I like that.
It's not as fast as Puppy Linux, but it's simple.
I even like the fact it's got little pictures there, because look, even before I saw the word calculator, I saw that and knew Yes, so a picture is worth 1,000 words.
Yeah,
so
it is.
I really like that. I don't think the Windows has that, does it? See that? That doesn't look like a Mozilla Firefox thing. That does. Why does it that?
Because that's a folder. These are all folders.
All right.
But see, most of them would be like Internet Explorer, stuff like that. The icons are pretty small though.
I think
to compare to this is much
better.
bigger.
Yeah.
It's bigger in it.
It's bigger, and the actual pictures are more logical as to what they actually are. I have to admit, I like this one much better than the Windows. I didn't do the Gedit in the other one because I was looking more for a word processor or Office type thing. So I'm just going to have a little look at what that is. So I'm assuming that's just a little note maker.
Text editor, like almost a notepad.
That doesn't sound good. Search for files. Oh, okay, so you can actually, let me click that. Name consists. Oh, okay, so this is like a normal search thing.
A search.
But you know what? I would improve it by actually having it somewhere where you could search. I wouldn't have it hidden in there.
This is all your documents and stuff. There's a search button there. You can type in anything you want there.
Oh, okay.
So if you typed in your DOC...
But I think search is such a, used type thing.
There it is.
That it should be more...
So it's just a button. Is that not good enough?
It is just a button.
This is just an extra application if you wanted to search like that.
Take screenshot. I do know what that is. That's if you want to take a screenshot of the computer and then email it or attach it. Yeah, I understand. Tomboy notes. Okay, well, I'm not a tomboy, so I wouldn't be using those. Games. Okay, for people with a lot of time on their hands, here's a whole stack of games. Graphics. Okay, well, that's all technical stuff that I probably wouldn't use myself. Empathy. Oh, that's that counselling service thing.
Where you talk to people online, but not usually about counselling matters, just with friends and stuff. Evolution mail.
Well, what's this? Why isn't it just normal emails?
You can go into your emails through the browser, but this is if you just want your emails instant like an icon, and you can organise them on the computer.
Okay, well, let's have a look what happens when I do this.
But you'd have to set it up.
Oh, you'd have to set it up first. But this would
get into... It doesn't automatically know that your email and everything...
But if I'd clicked it and my email was already set up, that would go into my normal Gmail, would it?
It wouldn't have the Gmail look, it would have the look of that program, but you would have all your emails there and maybe even offline viewing of your emails.
Where's the Firefox?
Well, it's got...
What's...
Epipathy web browser and Iceweasel web browser.
Iceweasel? I've never heard of either of them. I would put Firefox there. So these are Linux-based web browsers.
There's a potential they might be available for Windows, but these ones have been programmed for Linux. Everything here is for Linux. They wouldn't put Windows programs here and say, nah, not compatible. Okay. Transmission BitTorrent client. Don't know what that is. Okay. So then the Office is the normal stuff. But this is weird. I understand what the writer is. Is the math a spreadsheet? Like click it. That doesn't look like a spreadsheet to me. Well, it's not a spreadsheet then. Now, it's for doing formulas and equations and stuff like that. Well, that's a spreadsheet. No. And this is a calc, but I've already got calc. No, that's a spreadsheet. Oh, that's a spreadsheet. Yeah. Draw, impress. So that's if you want to impress someone. Impress is like PowerPoint. Oh, yeah, I know what PowerPoint is. Okay. Yeah, so it's a little presentation. Call it impress instead. Why don't they just call it PowerPoint? Well, think. It's basically for making like these big presentations. What does PowerPoint have to do with a presentation? That's my phone. We'll see you in a minute. Sorry about that. Just answered the phone. First time in 22 videos my phone's actually run. Sound and video, rhythm box, music player, cheese webcam booth. Okay. You can click on things if you want to have a look. That's okay. In fact, know what? A lot of these names are nice and short and to the point of what they are. Yeah, they are. That's pretty good. Just a note about Debian, it's got great driver compatibility. Yes. For example, if we go here, you'll notice a lot of you'll have to kind of install the drivers and stuff, usually Linux based. Now look, Cheese Webcam Booth, let's see, is it compatible? Boom. Here we are. So it is. Yeah. And it's got, it's got all the effects and stuff that you can do with it, but it is compatible. Okay,
Yes,
things are
yes.
compatible. Internet, straight away compatible. Puppy
Yes.
Linux, no. I had to set up the internet.
Okay.
This is really great for compatibility. Now I'm going to give you a task. Let's say there was something you didn't feel you would use. How would you remove it? You've got an application, you're looking down and you're thinking, I'm never going to use Rhythmbox music player.
Yeah, probably not. So I'm going to press down on the left thing, then I'm going to move it to the trash. Okay, it didn't like that. It said there was an error. It was copying the file into... I don't want to copy the file into trash. I want to throw the file into trash. Well, that's obviously not the way to do it.
No, it's not. In fact, I'm going to give you another task.
Yes.
How would you install Linux applications?
Well, aren't you going to first
Linux-based?
show me how to put something...
I'll
rid
tell you
of it?
honestly, if you try to do this next task, it'll lead you to how you delete. If you try and install them, it's
Yeah.
the same way you'll delete them. You go
Okay.
to the same program to do so.
Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm installing...
You want to try and get any kind of application.
Well, I'm assuming then you would have to go to the internet to do this, and I'll choose Iceweasel. So I'm in Iceweasel.
So you're
now.
assuming that you'd go onto the internet?
Yeah, that's normally how you download applications,
Okay.
isn't it?
You could do it through the internet, but I'm going to
Okay.
show you.
What's a different way then? I'll just...
Look for a software getter or some program where you can get software for Linux without using it, almost like a little app store type
Places.
thing.
Just wait, let me have a look what places are.
That's
Oh, that's
that
that
kind of
home
stuff.
folder again. Oh, wait a sec, it's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nothing there. System. Preferences. Main menu, monitors, mouse.
None of that?
No, I don't think so. Administration. Software Center. Wait a sec.
Notice you saw that straight away.
Yeah, I did.
In
because
Puppy
it's-
Linux, remember everything was kind of
In Puppy
something
Linux,
software center.
the names were so
Yeah.
long that
Yeah, you don't
just
see.
browsing down you don't see it. Whereas I really like the fact this is very to the point names. That's really good.
Note that the good thing about Linux-based operating systems,
Yeah.
highly customizable. So if you didn't like that about Puppy Linux, but you
Yes.
like the speed, you could rename all of those
Okay.
and make that. So that's something you can do. You
Well,
just
Puppy
rename
Linux
things.
was really, really
Fast. This isn't as fast if you go up and down.
Yeah.
It takes a little while.
Yeah, it does. Whereas
Puppy
Puppy,
Linux was
it was instant.
yeah, that was.
Okay. Software Center.
Debian is really, they want things to be free, and a lot of these applications, pretty much everything you'll find here is free.
And you know what I like? They've grouped it.
Yeah.
So that you're not searching through a million applications all in different orders
Yeah.
and this and that. You can actually... What about the Apple Shop? Is that in all different orders and...
On the App Store, you've got all your categories here,
Yes.
see? And you can choose like, I don't know, finance, and then boom, there's all your finance applications.
No, okay, I
See?
see. Yeah,
So,
wow, hell of a lot of applications.
Oh, there's a lot. Heaps, actually.
Yeah, but these are... Oh, some are free and some cost
Yeah,
money.
that's the thing. Here you'll see free, money.
Whereas these are all
$10,
free
yeah.
on the Linux.
As far as I've never seen, I know that there are some paid applications, but I don't know if they through this software center.
Okay.
I've searched the software center. I haven't seen. If you look, you won't even see the word free
Yeah.
because they don't need to put price tags.
One
That's
thing
very
I have
cool.
noticed about this Linux, apart
Yeah.
from very to the point names
Yeah.
and, it's easy to browse through and, navigate through the
Yep.
thing, I like the little pictures that it's got associated with it because they're very to the point also and very clear as to what they are.
So go choose something. So let's bring you back up to the top. What's this something? Just as an example, what's a category you want?
Okay, well, let me just have a look at all of them again.
The bottom
Science
one.
and engineering. Let's have
Yeah.
a look at that.
And what's happened here is, I'll put it full screen for you. It's got these things, it's got like biology, chemistry, computer science and all of that, but it's also showing you just all the applications here at the bottom if you want to scroll through those, and they've all got their little pictures there.
Yes.
But you can go into more specific
Oh, I
things.
see. So
You can
these
these
are
are
the
categories,
groups.
and then if you want to click on one, you just click physics,
Yeah.
and there's some physics software. So you've got an advanced molecule editor,
Yeah, I'd use that every day.
and you can play with waves and vibrations, or data visualization and analysis,
Oh, I can't wait.
or simulate physics experiments. You see, there is a lot of stuff here, and you just go through everything, and all mathematics, And there we go, look. A bunch of
Yeah.
stuff. It has so many things. Calculator already installed, so it's ticked.
Yeah, okay.
So it shows you what you've got.
Yeah, okay, well that's handy. That's great.
And notice there's no prices. There's no prices
Okay,
whatsoever.
so it does look as if...
Now, how would you uninstall something? I'll give you 10
Okay,
seconds.
well look,
and
the
just see.
calculator's already installed, so if I tick it, then I can remove.
That is a way to do it. If we go over to installed software,
Yeah.
this shows you everything you've got on your computer and you can remove
maybe you
all
have
this.
to look at it from there.
That's all there, all ticked there. And
Yeah.
if you didn't want a live feed reader, because I mean, are you going to be using a live feed reader? You can
I
just
wouldn't
click
even know
remove.
what a live feed reader
Yeah,
is.
it's got a little process bar,
Yeah.
and then it removes it. It was in internet. There's no more live feed reader.
Okay.
Great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you to try and install something. You're going to be installing Compiz, but we're going to do this a little differently. You're going to install it on your laptop computer. So here's my mum's old Toshiba laptop, which she uses XP on. Can you open it? And we've just plugged the USB in, and here's Debian running on it. Before you get Compiz, just try and install an application, because Compiz is actually a little bit difficult to do. Just try and get a random Linux application.
Software Center.
Yeah, this is on your computer with your trackpad rather than my trackball and keyboard.
Okay, let's just say games, puzzle, cube, that'll do. Oh no, color code, I'm going to choose that one.
It's a bit like Mastermind, remember that?
Install, yeah I do.
Those little dots, yeah. So then it'll just install, and free, there's no price tags anywhere.
Okay.
It's just download, not even a license agreement by the looks of it. Remember, like next Windows, this is,
Yeah,
you click
that's
install
right.
and boom, it's done. You got it.
Okay, that's
See, it's got a little tick next to it now.
And does the Microsoft say, are you sure you want to...
It has next, install, and if we go up to games, can you see it?
No, I can't. Because it's not on yours. Shouldn't it be on mine? Even I knew.
I was a little bit confused.
You can't edit that out. That's
Okay.
brilliant. That's priceless.
Okay.
That is
Okay.
priceless. Don't
So we
edit
go
that
to
out.
applications. Okay. And there it is, logic.
Even
dots and
I
thing,
knew,
colour
and there's
code.
colour code there.
I was just thinking, crud, what's wrong with this operating system? I'm just so used to filming that and using this, to
Yeah,
film up. Okay,
well,
great. So that's it. It is there, and it was really simple.
Yes.
Compiz is a little bit harder, however, but I want to see how would you get Compiz on this. So here we go. Get software. Try and get Compiz.
Well, first of all, I wouldn't have a clue where it is
so
because
you'll
I don't
just
even
type in
know.
Compiz.
I don't even know what a Compiz is. So I'm just going to go there, and is it with
COMPIZ.
PIZ?
Yep. Compiz.
Oh, okay. So it's how it's spelled. Good. So I go to install.
Now, but what else are you noticing? Compiz Fusion icon. Configure Compiz with Compiz config.
Oh, there's a few Compiz type things. Well, I
Yeah,
just
that's done.
did
So
the
now
top one.
do cool Linux effects.
do cool Linux.
Do cool Linux effects. Do a 3D desktop cube.
So it's
make
on,
a computer
so
rain.
close.
Do cool stuff.
I don't know how to do that. Where would it be? So if I go to the applications, because it would be in there now, wouldn't it?
That's what you think.
Accessories. Okay, so it's not in there. Places.
Honestly, you're not gonna
Systems.
find it. So I'll tell you what you have to do. You need those other things. You need the settings manager, and you need the Fusion icon.
Okay. I would add into it, I would say, okay, you have Compiz.
Yeah.
You will need those two to run it. That's
Yeah.
what I would put it as a note, because the average person might not know that.
You go over here to System Tools. There's the Compiz Fusion icon. That puts it up the top here. Then you just have to run. You need to select. Compiz is already selected. Then you just select the GTK window decorator. Once you've done that, you go to Settings Manager. These are a bunch of settings for Compiz.
Actually, better still, what they should do
And
is
no
just
compatibility, yeah.
download the whole lot together
In one
as
in a
one thing.
package.
Yeah, because if you need the whole lot, download the whole lot together.
We want the ability to move windows around the screen and the ability to resize windows.
But we already move windows around the screen.
I know, but with Compiz, that's disabled by default. We also want window decorations, which is the ability...
Oh, there's the wobbly windows.
Yeah, I know.
I like that
I'll
one.
show you that very soon.
I remember seeing that in a previous one.
Okay, so what we do, Ubuntu I think it was, we're going to reload the window manager, and now Compiz is activated. So what you can do is you can do all the cool effects and stuff, but before we do that, you want extra effects, because it doesn't come with everything, it just comes with a few effects. So you go to the terminal. Now to download this extra package, it's actually, you can't see it in the App Store or whatever you want to call the software center.
But why isn't it there?
It just isn't for some reason. I'm not 100% sure why. But what you've got to do is you've got to type in a few things. You type in sudo apt-get install Compiz Fusion plugins extra, press enter and it'll install it. Great, that's done. So now you've got all the extra features. So let's check out some of these features. So if we go into Settings Manager, you'll notice some things such as effects. We've got wobbly windows. Just tick that. And that means all the windows now have that wobbly effect that you like.
Yeah.
Shaking out the washing.
No, hanging out the washing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, in accessories, we'll just open calculators so you can see it again. There it is, and shake, shake, shake.
Yeah.
There we go. And it's fast, it's running. This is an old computer, yet this operating system can handle Compiz really easily.
Yeah, okay.
Even though it's not a good one. Water effect, and I'll show you what this is. And all these settings can be changed, like wobbly windows. You can change how much it shakes around and stuff like that.
Does it really matter what degree it shakes and stuff?
Yeah, well, it's, for Linux people, it's all about customization. Everything can be customized.
Oh.
So this is water, for example. So let's say...
Do you know what? This would be for the obsessive-compulsive person that it has to be
It has to shake this exact way. Okay, Control Super. Hold those buttons down and watch this. I'm moving the mouse around and it's making water around the mouse.
But that's just going to distort things around you.
And then it'll stop. And then you can also do toggle rain. So if we do Shift F9, your computer is raining.
Or rain's falling on your computer.
Yeah. And you can still use your computer, you can still move it around.
I don't... Look, this is not something I would use because it just distorts all the names and...
Well, you can press Shift F8 to get the windscreen wipers up.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Yeah, windscreen wipers.
Oh, that's
So you can use your computer in the rain.
That's going overboard, honestly.
Yeah, well, it's some people like this.
I can't see what this would... be a good function for.
To show off and say, look, I use Linux, look what my computer can do. And notice what it's doing, it's snapped to the bottom of the screen and I'm trying to pull it up and see how it's stretching and it won't pull up because the bottom it's grabbed it.
Why is the bottom grabbed it for?
It snaps to corners and it's now obsessed with the bottom of the screen, so I can't really grab it anymore, it's just snapped there. Oh, desktop cube is something that people love. So you're holding Control and Alt or something.
Yes.
And if I grab the mouse here and move it across, you can actually, pretend it was a cube though, so you can move this around and have two desktop things. So this could be my desktop, and then I could have your desktop, so we can switch between them like that. Is that pretty cool? So it's almost like two users on at once.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, but how would you see yours? Because you can't exactly go to the back of the computer and look.
No, not on at once, as in you've walked away from the computer, I want to do some stuff, but I'm not going to close all your stuff.
Oh.
So this is mine now.
I thought you meant you sit on the other side. And
No, and it's also at the bottom here, you can actually just change like that. And it'll instead of holding it and flipping it, you can just flip it like that.
Yeah, I think that's easy.
And it can be a cube, so if you can have 4 workspaces, you can have 4 sides of a cube. And this is annotate over here, and what we can do is we can draw on the screen certain things, like if you were saying to someone, these are all the buttons, and you could put X to show that X is up there, and you're like telling people, and then you can take a screenshot, So if you're doing things on the screen, and you can, say that this is this, whatchamacallit, so that's what that's for.
Yeah, okay, good. And how do you clean that off now?
You press Alt, Super, K.
Oh, and it's gone.
And then it's gone. And there are a lot of other things here. There's fiery desktops. You can even make it so all these menus, like you close a window and it bursts into flames to close, stuff like that, and going through all these.
Can I see
flames.
that one?
It's not actually compatible with your computer. Unfortunately, your graphics driver can't handle it, but that's what you can do. Okay, so there are so many things, so many waterfall, so many endless effects and cool things you can do in this, but that's just a little intro to Compiz and what people like to do on their Linux desktop. It gets a lot better than that, but your computer can't handle it, and unfortunately my computer has some graphical problem and it just can't do any Compiz at all for some reason. Okay, now turn off my computer and ignore I just turned up the rain effect on your computer.
Okay, so
it's going
turn off
insane.
your computer.
Yep.
Okay, so no, it's not down there. I wonder if it's up here. That sound. Shut down.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so shut down. There we go.
Boom. Done.
Okay.
What do you think of Debian?
Well, in a word, wow. Let's just say it would be good if Debian was as fast as Puppy Linux, because I don't think I've ever seen an operating system as fast as that.
But it does appear to run a little bit faster than Windows XP based on the performance on your computer.
Yes, it does run faster than my current one, so that's good. And I love the fact it's very logical in the simple names. I can honestly say this system is very intuitive. I could definitely navigate around it and find what I need to find.
And if you wanted more applications?
Yeah, I was just about to say, I like the fact it has its own little, Apple Store type thing. Or not Apple Store, but App Store. It's not affiliated with Mac, is it? No. Or most, if not all, are actually free, so that's great. And it's so customizable to the degree that,
in fact,
if you were an obsessive compulsive person, this would be totally for you, because you could absolutely, control every little last
and I really mean you
it.
can control everything. Let's say you want a calculator a lot, you could put calculator up there.
Yeah, I
Or
see.
you can move it right there.
Also,
not there.
Almost like a little Mac dock.
Yeah, it's almost
thing.
like a Mac dock, but it's a little one. It's a quick launch bar type thing.
Yeah.
Also, you've got this panel at the bottom. You can add things to this panel. You can add whatever you want. Look, a brightness or a battery charge monitor.
Yeah.
And you can just grab it and put it on the panel. If you actually can aim for the panel and get it on there.
Well, you obviously can't aim for the panel.
I'm filming as I'm trying to do this, but there we go. I dragged a clock on.
Okay.
There we go.
So you could have your little clock there.
Yeah, you could put the clock there.
Look, I don't mind it there.
New panel. And you could have one on the side even and add everything you wanted there. You could put a panel on every side, you can move that up there.
So technically you could be totally surrounded
in
with
panels
all the
of different
quick
things.
launch
apps
that you...
And you could do whatever, and you could remove that bottom panel and merge everything in that to the top panel.
Wow, Linux is highly customizable.
That's what Linux-based operating systems are all about. It's about customization.
Well, I must say that Linux is a very, very good operating system, and for those that are very tech savvy and want to customize things according to their, individual requirements and tastes, you could do this with this operating system.
And if you don't like this interface, this GNOME 2 interface, boom, get GNOME 3. Don't like that, boom, get XFCE. If you don't like that, boom, get a different desktop. You can make this computer look like whatever you want it to look like, a different system altogether.
Yes.
So that's Debian. Does it rate better than XP?
Oh, yeah, it definitely rates better than XP, because look, we've discussed in previous videos that I am over XP now, and that I
Well, you know what?
upgraded.
Fantastic. Let's install Debian onto your computer. I'm joking. I wouldn't do that to you.
Right, okay. Well, I'd have to get used to it and everything beforehand. So, but no, I really like this. But for my own personal circumstances, considering that I really don't need things so customizable, I wouldn't need it. I wouldn't need all the things that it has on it. However, if I was forced to use it as my operating system, I feel that I could actually navigate my way through it and find things.
Whatever you want there.
I could use this without getting you know, really frustrated. So
it is, it's great. Anyway, we'll see ya.
This is great. See ya.